Yogi Adityanath doubling down on Sambhal. Makes big declaration in the assembly.
अकेले संभल में 67 तीर्थ एक शरारत के तहत एक निश्चित समय के अंदर समाप्त कर दिया गया। 68 तीर्थों में से 54 तीर्थों को ढूंढना ये तो हमारी विरासत का हिस्सा है। जो हमारा है वो हमें मिल जाना चाहिए।
Yogi lays claim to Sambhal Mosque despite the case now in court. Takes on opposition. Samajwadi Party.
आप लोग भारत की आस्था के साथ खिलवाड़ करते हैं। आपने कहा कि हमारी सोच सांप्रदायिक है। आप मुझे बताइए कि हमारी सोच कहां से सांप्रदायिक है? हमारा तो आदर्श है सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः।
Hindutva already shaping UP politics before 2027 elections. Top focus on To The Point this evening. Evening, welcome to our debate through this evening, and that's the question, the moot question for our next political face-off. In this edition, I ask question 1. Is Yogi Adityanath clearly dialing up Hindutva post the Lok Sabha setback? Question 2. Which we've asked, Hindutva already shaping UP politics before 2027 elections. But there could be a bit of a hitch in that. Can BJP actually sustain polarization pitch till 2027? You know, you can hark back to what happened in 2024 Lok Sabha election. The Ram Mandir happened, which peaked, and then there was a lull, and then the BJP didn't perform so well in Uttar Pradesh. So 2027 is still a long way. Can the BJP sustain the momentum till then? But ultimately, can Akhilesh's PDA, Pichhda, Dalit, Adivasi counter Yogi's Hindutva? Taking these questions to our political face-off this evening, joining me, Anila Singh, spokesperson UP BJP, Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson Samajwadi Party. Before we go to both our panelists, I want to quickly put the premise for this debate. Both panelists will get 2 minutes. There will be a counter when you're speaking, and the minute it touches 2 minutes, it's a hard cut. We won't be able to hear you. So Ghanshyam Tiwari, it's very clear now, Ghanshyam Tiwari. You know, many would suggest Sambhal bahana hai, the nishana is 2027 elections. And it seems the Samajwadi Party really doesn't have the answer to it. Yogi Adityanath, without caring a damn, is doubling down on Hindutva.
Good evening, Preeti, to you, the viewers, and my fellow co-panelists. There are few important points. When I heard this sentence, "Jo hamara hai, wo hamara hi rahega," I realized that maybe for the first time BJP is taking on China, because Prime Minister acted in a way which did not demonstrate courage, and saying कि कोई नहीं आया था. Yogi Adityanath is going to tell China that जो हमारा है हम लेकर रहेंगे. Why is the land captured by China not part of virasat that Yogi Adityanath believes belongs to India and Indians? Point number 1. Point number 2, in the parliament session, MP after MP, across party lines, blamed, accused the UP government, including the Chief Minister, of conspiring in a murderous way that led to killing of people in Sambhal. Not one member of parliament from BJP and NDA stood up and said that you are wrongly accusing the Chief Minister, you are wrongly accusing the BJP, or you are wrongly accusing the UP government of murderous conspiracy in Sambhal. Point number 3, that this same government cooked up a conspiracy saying that in Sambhal they discovered bullets made in Pakistan. I attended debate on India Today, and that vanished, just like every other promise of Prime Minister Modi has vanished. Point number 4, that we are seeing a carnage in the Indian stock markets. The growth story has vanished. It looks as clear as the jumlas of Prime Minister Modi. And as a result, no matter what ploy, what conspiracy, what murderous claims that you hatch, it will not return India to a growth story that can provide jobs to youth of Uttar Pradesh, that is the largest state of the country, where Yogi Adityanath has promised that by 2029, 2027, maybe 21-29, he will make UP a $1 trillion economy. Point number 6, that here is the Chief Minister who, after the Uttar Pradesh election, was battling for his own chair. There is no trust between him and the Home Minister. So all this bravado is not aimed at people. Either it is propaganda aimed at people who did not get answers in Stampede, or the bravado is aimed at Home Minister Amit Shah that Yogi Adityanath is still in charge of UP campaign.
All right, okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari, that's a hard cut. I want to cut across to Anila Singh, who will get her 2 minutes now. Anila Singh, the fact is, despite the Places of Worship Act, you have the UP Chief Minister stating very clearly, जो हमारा है वो हमारा होगा या होना चाहिए. And you know, the fact is also, Anila Singh, that when a campaign peaks in politics, the peaking period is very, very important. It needs to peak at the right time. Are you doubling down on Hindutva a tad bit early? Would you be able to sustain this campaign all the way till the January, February of 2027? Are you peaking too early in your campaign?
My Ram to all, and Preeti, I am so proud of Yogi Adityanath ji, not as a chief minister only, but as a face of Hindutva who is so bold that he can spell out what real Hindu, not halal Hindu, but real Hindu, real Sanatani wants. He is the one who can speak out. And this country really wanted leaders who can speak out, because this country was bifurcated on the lines of religion. Not on the lines of secularism, on the lines of religion. If I talk about Samajwadi Party is a small fish in big dirty pond of appeasement politics, which was started by Congress. Until date they are doing. This country was secular when Places of Worship Act was brought in 1991. Sanatanis were targeted. This country was secular when Waqf Act was empowered. All right, secular country. This country was secular when Ministry of Minority was made, Minority Commission was made. So this country was so secular when we talk about that, okay, perfect. All the things, you know, the first writer is of Muslims. This country was secular when they said, okay, perfect. This country is going to get first, like minorities are going to get the first right on all the resources. So I can quote 100 examples when Sanatani Hindus were targeted, you know, places of worship, you know, they were ours. And we were waiting for independence to come so that we can claim the right. But this Congress party and the political parties like Samajwadi Party, they stood like wall in between Sanatani Hindus and the temple. They didn't allow us. So, jo hamara hai, hum wo lekar rahenge. You very well said that the peak time, you know, peaking something is that tenure is a very smaller one. Are you? You said that, are you going to peak just before the elections, 2 years before the elections? No, this matter is not
okay, ma'am, hard cut. Ma'am, it's time up. I'll come back to you. One thing I'd like to just, humbly request, Anila Singh. You're right that the country was partitioned on the basis of religion. But Anila Singh, as a spokesperson of a political party, I'm sure you understand and you accept that India was formed on the tenets of secularism. And the Constitution says exactly that, even if you read the preamble. So I would hope you respect that when you're on the show, because we are not a Hindu Rashtra, we are a secular state. We might not want to be, or people might not want to be, but we are a secular state. All I'm saying, humbly saying, ma'am, you know, we are not a Pakistan, we are not an Islamic state, we are not a Hindu Rashtra. We might have been divided on the basis of religion, but India has been built on the tenets of secularism. And I hope you accept that. I just want to move on. I want to bring Ghanshyam Tiwari back for his next 2 minutes. And my next question, Ghanshyam Tiwari, is very simple. The fact is, if Yogi Adityanath is now doubling down on Hindutva, and that is going to be the rhetoric for the next 1 year, does Akhilesh, with his PDA, really have it to cut into that?
Again, the answers are not in the claims and propaganda of BJP. The answers are in the day-to-day struggle of people of India. When youth day-to-day struggle with the fear that exam paper will be leaked because BJP, powered by propaganda, believes that only propaganda can win them elections, they should not deliver on anything. Then when the same youth, after multiple leakage of exam paper, eventually write an exam and the jobs are cancelled by the UP government, and while they are being promised of 2 crore jobs, their despair will define the trajectory of 2027 for BJP or Samajwadi Party. When Yogi Adityanath boldly says and stands with Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh, and all of BJP stands with Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh, the daughters of Uttar Pradesh will define the trajectory of BJP. When Yogi Adityanath boldly says that he is proud to practice the politics of Thakurs, that he is a Thakur, and there's nothing wrong with standing up for one, then the PDA will define who progresses more when a just, fair, and constitutionally modeled government is in the state, rather than one man's propaganda. When the dust settles down and people still want to find the answer to the question that how many people died in the stampede in Kumbh, why only 10 lakh rupees compensation was given to the murder at the hands of administration in the Delhi railway station stampede, that answer will define the trajectory of 2027. I don't think that a strong chief minister will depend on propaganda. BJP has seen, he's not doubling down. Prime Minister doubled down when he started talking about all the kind of propagandist language and calling opposition a mujra in the 2024 election. He's just same fatal approach to BJP politics that one day will destruct the party, and Uttar Pradesh election will be that moment, that one day when BJP feels destructed because people have lost belief in them.
All right. Okay, that's a hard cut. Ghanshyam Tiwari, if I have time, I'll come back to you because it's interesting you blame Yogi Adityanath for Thakurwad and say that the PDA is going to cut through it. But Ghanshyam Tiwari, what's also interesting is maybe not in letter, but for all practical purposes, your party was also built on the tenets of MY. And you know what that stands for, Muslim and Yadav. You might want to turn it into PDA right now, but will it work is the big question. I'll come back to it. I want to bring back Anila Singh for her 2 minutes into this. Anila Singh, you had the Ram Mandir wave early January, where at least there was an assumption and most people thought that UP especially is going to be saffron in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. That didn't quite happen. What happened was quite the reverse. Therefore, the question that I asked you, is the Hindutva campaign peaking too early? Will you be able to sustain what the BJP really does get a lot of, from polarization? Will you be able to sustain it till January 2027?
Preeti, first of all, for us, if I talk about faith, and you are quoting Ram Mandir here, let me tell you, whether it is about Kashi, whether it is about Mathura, whether it is about Ayodhya, or any of our religious places which are not being, which had not been given to us, which are not being given to us, and we are fighting for it. Though we won the Ram Mandir battle here, for us it is not the political centric matter. For us it is faith. For us, it is our religion. It is the matter of our Devi and Devtas. This is the basic difference. And if I talk about Ram Mandir, like we had been fighting for it since more than 500 years. And after the demolition of Babri Masjid, you know it very well, what happened in the elections. We were never ever bothered about it, and we will not be bothered about it. And you said that our country has always been secular. Yes, ma'am, our country has always been secular. That is why we welcomed, whether these Islamic invaders or the British invaders, whoever, or the French invaders. But the reality is, if our country was secular, then why Mrs. Gandhi, after bringing 42nd Amendment in 1976, inducted the word secular in a preamble? It was forced on us. And that is a reality. Vande Mataram nahi kaha sakte hai ye. अपने आप को सेक्युलर बोलेंगे कि नहीं केवल 2 पैरा रहेंगे एंड द मुस्लिम मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट और द एमएलएस दे रिफ्यूज कि हमें नहीं गाना है वंदे मातरम। जब कश्मीर जो है वहां पे हिंदू खत्म हो जाते हैं तब ये बहुत बड़े सेक्युलर होते हैं। मास मैसेकर ऑफ सिख्स हैपेंस एंड दे आर वेरी सेक्युलर पीपल। आई कैन कोट यू almost 20 riots where Hindus were, their throats were slit. What happened at that time? Were they secular? Of course not. This is the reality, ma'am, that they keep on targeting Sanatani Hindus, though they are in majority in Bharatvarsh, but still these political parties, they are ready to say, okay, you can have halal coffee, halal.
Ma'am, that's all the time that I have for now. I'm going to give 10 seconds again. I think we have 1 more minute to go. 10 seconds again to Ghanshyam Tiwari, and then I'll come back to you. Ghanshyam Tiwari, go ahead. I'll clock you. Go ahead, sir. Closing.
Well, I think to your viewers, I want to say that India is built not on hate, not on this throwing the kitchen sink of tragic events from history on the viewers and expecting them to believe in the BJP propaganda, but on the idea that everyone has to progress, and a government that cannot deliver that will use propaganda to hide itself.
Okay.
2027, BJP will be exposed because people will have lost faith in this propaganda.
Anila Singh, the same amount of time, go ahead.
Samajwadi Party's leader Abu Azmi says Aurangzeb acha aadmi tha. We very well know that Aurangzeb kitna acha aadmi tha. And if I talk about the Sahibzadas, sons of Guru Gobind Singh, Fateh Singh ji and Zorawar Singh ji, you know, his governor, Wazir Khan, he killed those young kids. And the Children's Day is celebrated in the name of Jawaharlal Nehru. Thanks to Narendra Modi ji, we celebrate the day in December now. The reality of this political party is that...
I'm going to end it here. I'm going to end it here. The only thing, because you said that I said that India has always been secular. Yes, India has always been secular. But that's not what I was saying, Anila Singh. I was saying that India has been built on the tenets of secularism. And I'll just quote the Constitution, the preamble to you. It declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. This is what I was saying. We leave it for our viewers to decide on where they stand on it. I appreciate both of you for joining us with it. Thank you for watching.